Guys, welcome back to my 24 series reviews. I am reviewing every single season of 24 up until Live Another Day. I will not be reviewing 24 Legacy because they never officially finished it, and I don't really consider it a 24 season, and it's not even complete because they never finished it. So right now, I am now happy to be reviewing 24 Season 3. Now, this season takes place 3 years after Season 2. Jack Bauer has been working undercover for the last 6 months with the cartel family known as the Salazars. And when Jack Bauer lands Salazar in prison, CTU, Counter-Terrorist Unit, is suddenly made aware that some people who are working with Salazar are threatening to release a deadly virus in Los Angeles unless Salazar is released from prison within 6 hours. Now, this season is very special to me because, if you think about it, this is a good season to watch, especially during this whole coronavirus situation, because this whole thing deals with a virus and it is released in some buildings throughout the season. And, this season, the previous season 1 started and ended at midnight. The second season started and ended at 8 a.m. This one starts and ends at 1 p.m. So you get pretty much equal time within the day and the night, which you do with basically every season. And there's a lot I have to say about this show because I think it's pretty damn entertaining. For one thing, Kiefer Sutherland shines like always. There is probably not one season, even the bad ones, or even if there is a bad one, Kiefer Sutherland is the best part of every single season, because he wasn't in Legacy. That's another reason why I won't watch it, and because I don't really consider it. You can't really have a 24 without Jack Bauer. But still, he shines as the character. He's still a freaking badass. You still root for him. And now that it takes place 3 years later, his daughter Kim is working at CTU. She is more professional. She's making much better decisions than she did in the first 2 seasons. In the first season, she made a ton of bad decisions that a lot of people don't like. In the second season, she only made a couple. She made a lot less than she did in the first one. In this one, she hardly makes any because she's been working at this counter-terrorist unit for a while now. And she's more adult. She's more professional. She's like 21 now in this season. And this one has a bit of an emotional impact as well because Jack Bauer, while he was undercover with the Salazars, he had to become addicted to heroin. And guys, there's going to be spoilers, so sorry. If you haven't seen the show, I do highly recommend you see it. Don't worry about the spoilers. Just go see it. It's still going to surprise you. In this season, Jack Bauer was undercover with the Salazars for 6 months. So he actually had to become addicted to heroin in order to be trusted by them, in order to get within their organization, because as you guys know, he was undercover, trying to exploit them. And I would say throughout maybe the first half of the whole season, you can tell he wants heroin. And there's probably 2 or 3 instances in the whole show where he's trying to inject it into his arm, but he can't because he knows that if he does it, it's going to lead to something bad eventually. So then he'll try to inject it. Like in the first episode, he tried to inject into his arm, and then but he didn't because his daughter called him, and now he all of a sudden gets all mad. He injects it into the air instead, and then he gets all mad. He throws the needle. He gets all upset because he wants this drug, but he knows he cannot have it. So this also deals with a bit of substance abuse, like people who are addicted to heroin or drugs. So this could have led to something like that. I don't know, because I didn't see the show when it first came out. I saw it on Netflix with my mom when I was 13. So, but I do think that watching this during the current crisis right now with coronavirus, it could be good. I will admit the Salazar family, they weren't fully fleshed out as I wanted them to be, but they were good enough. You do get your scenes with them. Because, the series doesn't just focus on Jack. It goes all over the place. You get Jack, you get the Salazars, you get CTU worrying about Jack's heroin addiction. You get just about equal time with everybody. And that's what I love about this show. It doesn't just focus on one person. It focuses on basically anybody you can. on anybody who's important enough. Now, I have to give major credit. There's a character in this show who sticks around from this season until the end, and that is Chloe O'Brien, played by, last name is Rajskub. Yeah, Maria Rajskub, I think is her name. I can't really look it up right now, but I think that's her name right there. Hold on, let me see real quick. Nope, I can't even look. I can't even see it. So, no. Nope, can't even see it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. There it is. Mary Lynn Rajskub, right here. Rajskub. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, she was in a couple of other shows that I can't really remember because this is the only show I'm really associating her with. But in this season, yeah, guys, I'm sorry it took me so long to find her name. Sorry, I didn't look it up before doing this review, but luckily now I found it. I need to give her major credit. She's like the tech wizard of this entire show. She basically is the person who works behind the computer with Jack while he's doing field work. And she's like so tech savvy that she, like, I think anybody who works with computers should hire her, because she is, like, she's very intelligent. She does have some issues going on throughout the season, and you do find out what they are near the end or towards the middle of the show, which is what I really liked about this. But still, Mary Lynn Rajskub, I give her major credit. She should have won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actress in a TV show, because her performance here is just off the charts. I would go on a limb and say, if Kiefer Sutherland were not to star in 24 anymore, and they were to replace her, if they were to replace him and focus on Chloe, I honestly wouldn't mind that, because I love her as a character very much. You can get behind her. She's intelligent. She knows what she's doing, and she even can call out. And even though Jack Bauer will sometimes say the famous quote in 24, starting with this season, is "Damn it, Chloe!" It works. So if they were to just focus on Chloe throughout the show, I would really love them to do that. And Jack can trust her. He does trust her I think his trust for Chloe gets higher and higher as every season goes along. And this is when she first started working at CTU. So I really got behind her. Now, there really isn't too much more. I don't want to give away too much about this season, but one thing I do want to say, there's a couple episodes of this season towards the middle that really got to me so much that I really that this is why this season is pretty much high on my list, as if I were to rank every season of 24 from worst to best. So, spoiler alert if you have not seen it, but I would say around 2 a.m. maybe 3 a.m., the virus is released at a hotel, and there's a bunch of older people there. And the thing is that Michelle Dessler's character has to go to this hotel, and she has to keep these people in the building and calm until the virus is contained. And then they say, your nose will start to bleed, you'll start to feel faint, and sure enough, some of the people's noses start to bleed. They can't leave the building, and there's no cure for this virus, so Michelle Dessler has to tell them they're going to die soon. And it's heartbreaking, and the one thing that really got to me the most was that the doctors and Michelle were giving people these pills that would basically kill them before the virus could. And people actually they said, if you want to step forward and take a pill, feel free to. If you want to die without the virus killing you, you can. And it was really emotional because a lot of people stepped forward, especially a lot of older people, like in their 70s and 80s. It was sad. Even some younger people stepped in. It was sad. It was heartbreaking. So, yeah, that's the emotional impact I loved about this season, was that I just loved it, My only real issue with the film is I would say more towards the middle, it can feel a little bit slow. Like there's a little bit too much filler in this season towards the middle. And the Salazars don't get too much backstory. I mean, there's some stuff brought out a little bit. It's got the ingredients of 24 that I really want. I just feel like it wasn't mixed all the way. Most of it was mixed pretty well. So this was a really damn good season. I highly recommend you guys all see it, especially Kiefer Sutherland and Mary Lynn Rajskub. I highly recommend you guys check her out. This is a damn good season. I love it. I don't know if I love as much seasons 1 and 2, but still, it's up there. It's in the seasons that I love a lot. Recommend you guys see it. I'm going to give 24 season 3 an A. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to my 24 season 4 review coming up pretty soon. Please like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys later.